nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning, everyone. Look at the minutes, guys.
Sure did, all four of them. No problems with any of them.
Kinda had to summarize that long one,
All right.
Make the motion that all four sets be approved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Setting the levy.
but, well, do you wanna do Ray's opioid thing, since it's not a timed item, then you can.
Okay.
I got a notification, 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, that there's a second round of settlements. This round is, involves Walmart, Walgreens, and CVS, and 2 of the pharmacies. The aggregate amount is 20 billion this time, instead of 25. It sounds like the procedures are pretty much the same, so everything has to be electronically signed through DocuSign, and I guess it might be easier if I just, sign all the stuff and then forward what you guys needed to you. I did get a check, our office did get a check a week ago from the first settlement that was forwarded on to Haley, so. It appears to essentially have the same restrictions, the same use requirements with this settlement that we had before. So I just need you to tell me how you want to proceed in terms of who the signer is going to be.
Ray, is it spelled out better this time about what we can use them funds for?
There's actually an online webinar that they're offering, an online presentation that helps understand that. But my gut reaction is no, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, so.
I have not either. They sent me that too.
Well, they keep saying they're gonna come out with more and more for us, kinda like ARPA, remember how that
Yep.
changed, so.
Because we're starting to accumulate some money, we need to know how we can use it.
Right.
There's 89,000 something in there right now.
And I don't believe there's no strings attached that we gotta have it spent right away either, right?
I'm not aware of any, no.
I haven't seen
Well, I believe Ray's office is probably the one that receives all the notices. Your office doesn't, do they?
that. I get copies, but a lot of it's the legal
Copy,
stuff on
yeah.
it, so I would,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, we get the emails.
all right,
I forwarded to her and she's already got
yeah. Well, I think it only makes sense to have, county attorney go ahead and do those
it. I
signatures.
agree. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
state did it in the past.
If you
too,
need a
so.
motion, I will make that a motion that we
Ray.
authorize Ray to sign on behalf of the county.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Stays as it is.
Recommend.
Thanks, Ray.
No, I did not get a copy of this.
Sounds like it's gonna be over several years.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh,
15
big
years
time.
for
Yeah.
Walgreens.
Yeah.
Our audit firm sent me a big chart of stuff and we're like one of the bigger ones.
Really?
I don't
We
know.
didn't have that many claims or anything.
Yeah, I don't understand how they decipher like who gets what.
Those guys, yes.
I think the first one's over quite a period of time. as
That's
well.
gonna be spread out.
Years.
Yeah,
A payment once a year for 50.
You wanna do the one thing and get that out of the way?
Oh, sure, the final plat?
You've got the resolution.
Yep.
They changed it to put the driveway in, correct?
Yes.
Cause that was
I
the
gave
only
her that
thing that I
wording.
saw. Yep,
Yep.
perfect.
So,
There you go.
this is for Doolin's second edition, which you guys had that land use hearing last week. So I have all the documentation, the resolution, and the final plat, if you wanna look at that. And that was changed from 5 acres to 6.08 was the difference in the plat, I think. They changed something,
I think that was it.
so,
Was there something with that driveway?
yeah. So it was 5 acres before, now it's 6. Yep, sorry. If you guys wanna approve that, it'll be by resolution. Plus that, it's just that one lot for, to build on.
It's the same one that was there last week.
Yep, but we had to go through those process steps before we could do this.
Did he say he was coming to get that from you, Haley?
Can I let Melissa know?
Yeah, and she was gonna attend to it. Okay.
Listen, I think he paid the taxes, got it all current, but there's a treasurer's certificate he signed and
He
stuff.
did as well.
So make a motion to approve the final plat for Doolin second edition of Benton County.
Second,
By resolution,
Primer, aye.
your same time.
Seaman, aye. Hey Barb, what else you got?
I have, land use hearing request for Cheyenne and Haley McNulty for Tuesday, March 14th at 9:20.
You spell it like him.
So moved.
And seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Want to do 5?
Okay,
Let's authorize you to sign.
Oh, the Holmes Murphy change. That stuff. That's one from Arthur J. Gallagher and Susan. There's a form that authorizes your signature for those changes. Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Aye.
what time is that meeting? 6:30.
Thank you.
Yes, I haven't put her up yet, quite a few pages there.
That second one, I don't know that it really.
I haven't put it in yet, I haven't seen it. I guess I could do that. We can stop up there after the meeting. Yeah, then we can sworn to that. Too many phone calls.
Make a motion that we authorize the chair to sign those change order forms for Holmes Murphy.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
I guess aye. Okay. Let you guys read this one.
form's 22 pages, isn't it?
That's the one that's got
That's
all
that
the,
big spreadsheet one.
yep, that's the one that I seen.
Okay, 'cause there's 2 tabs, I'll show you. There's this one, which, that's just the info of who's on what. And then
So I think in that one,
this one, it's just telling you who's in charge of the work, so I'll print it off there.
okay, yeah, I wouldn't mind having it.
Yeah.
I keep getting names of people that are with the county and I've never heard of or.
Oh,
Got it.
I got more of it here.
Going up matched, or is it just?
Well, I think just scoops.
I don't understand how that's gonna work, because it's gonna, study's gonna be over with about the time. That study's gonna be over with. I forget what time it's gonna be over. 5 years?
Studies over a 4-year period of time. Total cost of the study is over 4 years. And it's based on the current growth trends through 2025.
That's a waste of money.
And it's supposed to be for groundwater supply through 2045. So is that your motion not to participate, was it?
Yep.
I talked to the other county supervisors, I am not really in need, they are not participating either.
Okay. Very good. I'll second Gary's motion.
Anyone in favor?
What was the motion,
Aye.
sorry?
Not to
Not to
participate,
participate?
yep. And for number 8,
They have something where you're supposed to send back, and just
well,
reply
we
to
have
it.
the invoice if we're gonna pay it,
Otherwise, they know you're not
I
participating.
would say, that's why I wanted to, you to.
As far as number 4, because originally I had that hearing set for next Tuesday. I'm still in limbo with values.
It still is, you say?
Yeah, we're
It
supposed,
hasn't passed yet?
no, the governor hasn't signed it yet,
Oh,
so, but
it's passed, but she gotta sign it?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're waiting on one more step to make sure that we know it's all official. But I think there's more guidance now how we can do our maximum levy
Okay.
if the values do change, as long as I know what values on the levy part. So if you guys are okay, we could probably do March 7th at 9:30, and that'll still, if I wanna leave the budget hearing at the 21st, I'd still do it then. But if that does pass and we need the the longer time frame, they're gonna extend the budget period till April 30th. I'd rather just run through.
So you wanna amend,
So amend the maximum levy hearing notice from the 21st to March 7th.
March 7th, okay.
Because I have to have time to publish it in the paper.
Well, that's my motion, just as you stated.
All right, thank you.
That way I don't mess it
Got it.
up. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Myra.
I got your email.
Secondary Roads has an equipment operator, Rod Schmucker, that year anniversary will be next week, the 22nd. So, wage classification and, wage rate and a wage classification will change. Currently a 4B, that will change to a 4C, and hourly rate will increase to $25.84 for the equipment operator effective February 22nd. And that's all basically language in the union contract, but we do resolutions anyway, just to make sure we catch it all.
This is correct.
2461-ish.
That's fine, that's fine.
Somewhere close to that, it won't be all the penny or nickel, something like
Yeah.
that, but it's very close.
No problem, no problem.
I'll move the, raise wages, 2584.
You wanna change his classification also?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll second that.
By resolution.
All right.
Beer shank guys.
I started checking the spreadsheet. I went back and looked. Luckily, I made that other page into a PDF, so I didn't share it with anyone. Only you were special.
Didn't check the calendar to see if I had a vacation trip that I wasn't aware of.
Come along, the more the merrier. I think the one I shared last week, I didn't have, Jimmy Bartol there on. So, I had to tweak that and then it adjusted it.
You got everybody signed?
They called and verbalized, or either over the phone or emails. A few of them were on vacation, so Holly said once they're back, she'll go around and get them all.
Nobody accepted? Accepted? Okay.
And I mean, they still can come in and pay upfront if they want, or,
What was the feeling, or you don't know?
I would say at least half were that verbally said that, so
Yeah.
they'll have that choice. And if you guys are okay with leaving it at the 1.5% like you
Yep.
said,
Yep.
so.
Yep, that's what was done.
That's what we had told him.
Definitely keep her on 7 years.
5 years.
5 years.
The amounts changed because I had divided by 9 instead of 8, so.
Oh,
That's what
okay,
changed.
that's why you
Yep.
gotta keep her, yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
because I had to add one more.
Yeah. Right. Let you fella look at that.
Oh, wait, me, sorry.
The only thing that's gonna change is that she added one other person on
It
it,
was cheaper, yeah.
Exactly. divided by 9 instead of 8.
Yep.
There, I don't think anything else has changed from last week, has it?
No, that was the only expedition I did,
Okay.
and other than, those people were calling in or emailing if they're okay.
Right.
I wanted them to all look at it before we acted on it.
I read it from last week, so I don't have a problem with it. So you need a motion to approve this contract with those individuals, the
Yeah.
the invoicing and contract?
Yeah.
But it'll be on the special assessment.
That's my motion to approve it.
Second.
This was by resolution, right?
It wasn't the last
It
time, was
wasn't?
it? No, I don't think it was. You can, I guess, I'll look.
The primer eye.
Your shank guy.
Him and I.
No, you got basic
Yeah.
covered. Cool. Same end results.
Moving forward.
Thank you, Myron.
Yep, that's all I had for you this morning, unless you had anything for me.
Everything running smooth?
Yeah,
No more agents?
not that I know of.
Good.
We have a potential snowstorm coming later this week, so we'll wait and see.
I haven't heard how much yet.
I think they're still unknown, because
Yeah,
the numbers are all over the board right now still, so.
We lucked out last week,
yes, we did.
Better than we do.
9 inches in Dubuque.
I know, yeah.
We'll sign up later after everybody accepted everything.
Well, you guys can sign yours and then I'll give them that document.
We did get that truck ordered. just-
Good,
And,
So you can sign it.
they're doing everything they can to try to get access to us. It wasn't parts, I misquoted, it was being able to read some of the diagnostic codes that come across our GPS units.
Hmm.
And they evidently convert something on our side. They're not the same code that Mac actually used to read. So I think we're gonna invest in some additional diagnostic tools to read some of the electronic messages that we're getting that, did make sense when we had 2 Mack trucks. But now that we have more.
You have what, 6 now?
5, I had you turned around. It
Oh.
was 4 Max, this new one will make 5 and 6 Freighters.
Okay, okay. All right.
I knew it was 6 and 4, but Doug corrected me when we got back to the office last week and said, you had it turned around. I
Well,
said,
that's no big deal.
So they kinda guaranteed it, we'll get her by September or so.
We are on a September build date, and the hydraulic components are ordered, and we anticipate them to come in before that also. That was actually, was looking like October, before we ordered it, but we've gotten on top of all that, so yeah, I'm expecting that September, October timeframe, and it'll be being put together, and we'll have it before the winter, so.
Good, very good.
You started pulling the other one out, or have you?
Not completely yet, no. But we will.
Good summer project.
Yeah. Got a few other things more pressing at the moment, so.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Thanks,
Thank
Brian.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Report. We were all together last week every day, so.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything special after that.
They had conservation last night, so they opened up their bids for the building on Henry Lake. That was good. So you use more bids, but, you know, it goes.
How many did they have?
Bidders? About 12.
Oh, that's enough, isn't it?
Well, they sub each aspect of the project out. You know. As for the building itself, they only had 2 technical bids from, they had one from Morton and then one from actually Lumberyard. For the building, so,
Atkins got approved?
no, they got somebody they work with.
So those bids are, I mean, that's not material only, that's
Labor too.
erected.
Yes.
Yeah.
They haven't given anybody a contract yet to do anything, because they gotta compare apples to apples.
I forgot how many square, what's the dimensions on
I
that?
believe if I remember right, I think it's 45 by 64 is the building, and then they got the addition on for their offices and all that, you remember?
Right, I got it over there in the
Yeah.
cupboard.
80 long, and then I believe it's 20 out,
Okay.
20 or 24, I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't recall it, I just
about it for the meeting last night, cause everything else is kind of, this is their high priority right now, which I agree it should be. Then the fishery, Saturday, last week, they had a good turnout, 525 people, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was on the 11th.
Yeah.
That was at Roger King.
Yes. Yes, that's about it. So. Okay, budget, what we got, anything yet?
I just keep it on there, endlessly, so you guys can discuss as needed. I'm just kind of in limbo, I have pretty much all the expenditures signed up now, I just gotta wait. I'm ready for the revenues.
Okay, one thing was on my mind here, I haven't said it last week. Ron was gonna readjust his budget, cause he figured that numbers was wrong.
I think he tweaked it with that last report I gave you, when he went back and he tweaked the,
Okay.
Did
I
anybody
didn't
double
print
check?
nothing off because
Okay.
you didn't say,
well, he
just wait.
claimed he did, so,
Okay.
do you remember what line item? Check.
No,
Did you
I
highlight it
don't
in
know
yours?
without looking here.
If you wanna look, I can pull up that line item and see.
You want a copy of last week's, Tracy?
Yeah. Of the
If you guys
latest ones.
remember what line item, cause didn't you tap finger it or something?
Yeah, these are the latest
I was
ones.
gonna say, otherwise, give me the total.
I'm gonna be at the bottom of my stack.
Department 5.
Well, I zipped through it. I miss it.
Toward the back.
No, these are the new ones. Maintenance.
It wasn't like a $300,000 number. Or something.
Oh, I was going by the total dollars. So I was
Oh,
looking for it. You
sorry.
got that on yours?
I
You
have
should have it on the
4 minutes.
very last. It's on page 6.
I'm in the actual software.
That's fine.
Well, I don't know. Shot my mouth off.
Have we done the blue line?
Or fund, general basic, I have 4,000,000,
Yes, that's that.
4,071,094.
Oh, that's fine. Here, I had to print it out on a bigger sheet.
Oh, I knew.
Was not corrected.
What do you have on
No,
your report there? No, your sheriff one. I have general
okay,
basic,
5, on the requested side,
yes,
5,980,323.
and that's the total with both funds.
Yes,
And I have 5,928,952.
we went down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what was that, 5,000,000?
928,952.
So you went down 52,000.
And I think that was his wages part, but do you remember what line item that he had that huge cushion in?
Yeah. I had it marked out
I
there.
bet you wrote on
No, I
Good
guess
street.
what I was looking at when I got marked is, information IT tech hardware.
Oh, yeah. Those are, these switches.
You went from 20,000 to 55,000. I think that's where the discussion come in about if he's gonna have,
So for my IT line item, he has 35,000 in the line 421055. The first H2.
okay. Moving through this again.
Mhm.
Motor vehicles, even up 20,000. Okay, here's the, here, fuel, okay, the fuel almost doubled. It went from 45,000 to 90,000. Which, I understand.
And I think his food went up too. Food provisions, because he was already worried about that
Okay,
currently.
here's a big jump, which one, well, that's the salary, salaries went up over 100,000. That's stayed the same. Overtime pay went up 20,000. Okay, the other big jump was, acute emergency treatment for the inmates.
Mhm. And that's what we
Almost,
kind of,
yep, that almost doubled.
not knowing how we're gonna.
Even that ain't even gonna be enough. I can see that.
And I've gotten like all the departments that adjusted salaries are back in, so if you want any other adjustments, you guys are gonna have to notify them and talk to them.
I've already talked to some of them, they're not willing to give.
Really?
I guess that was one of my questions, so we just subtract out the total $11 then?
That's your guys' call, or you can do it in that, resolution at the start of the new fiscal year, where you allocate your dollars out. We do a resolution at the start of the new fiscal year. And we'll do it in June, and the state's been authorizing the spending authority for the new budget. Or you just tell them you're gonna. But, somewhere.
See, that was my question, if we cut them, they're still gonna get what they're gonna ask for, right?
No, you can cut their bottom dollar and you have to make it work.
And I know it, so they'll subtract somewhere else off, but still get their percentage what they want. Right?
As far as wages, if you set that,
That's what I'm saying, wages.
the wages would stay the same, but if you guys said you have to cut elsewhere, then they would have to find cushions elsewhere in the line
Right.
item.
Right.
Be up to their board to decide, or commission to decide how they're going to allocate the funds.
Because I'm not
What they're
gonna go
gonna
there and keep
shortchange.
anything without you guys or that department head. Other than the resolution where you guys would have control. If you allocate, say 50%, and then you reassess their budget, maybe in January, half the year or something, December. That was done one other year, years ago for the sheriff's office one time. A resolution.
I guess that's what I was looking at, that if we adjust their budget, they're still gonna go get what the percentage, what they want.
For the wage,
Yes.
correct. Unless you take,
Possibly. Then it goes back to their board or commission to decide, okay, we got this much less, what are we gonna do?
or are you gonna cut it?
Where are we gonna reduce spending? You know, the catch 22 is next year they just throw in extra. So if we cut them again, this, some of these departments in the past used to spend, they'd have a spending spree before the end of the fiscal year.
For sure. That means, to me, that tells you they had plenty of cushion.
They had too much.
Unless they were being conservative and wanted stuff and then waited until they knew they had enough too, so. Kind of a twofold.
But if they're being conservative, that's how they should, that's how they should run it, all departments anyway.
And then I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the other legislation on, let's see, so they're talking about consolidating the levies, general basic and general sub. So the general basic limit is $350. But they're at the state, it's at the Ways and Means Committee right now. But they're talking about consolidating rural basic levies. I mean, they're trying to limit so that we can't have valuation growth over, if we have valuation growth over 102.5%, then they're gonna limit our tax revenue. So that's another thing we're gonna have to keep watching in the future years if this passes. So you'll have to have true limits why we're increasing those, like not just for raises or, there's gotta be different requirements and thresholds. There are some counties that are over the max for the 3.5.
Really?
That's just in general basic, that's why we had general sup years ago, they provided general sup because if those counties were over the general basic, then you can levy the supplemental. But then that's becoming the normal, because that's where all the withholdings and benefits come out of and that kind of stuff.
So the other question is, say, on these scenarios, say we cut the different ones' budget, say we subtract $10,000. All right, and then all of a sudden, come April or May, could they come to the board, which of course they can, and ask, yes,
They
I
don't
mean,
want
is
it to
this
go over
gonna
their
be,
spending authority, because then, they have to come forward with the budget amendment in time for me to publish and do all that too. But yes, if it's a need for emergencies, that's where I feel like maybe you allocate instead, maybe leave that cushion, but then maybe just allocate out so much per quarter, or you verbally tell them that you want to reduce it.
I think he has, that's
Or
what he's
like
already said.
obviously you probably have some in mind that you know are a cushion, so you guys are the board, you have that control.
see, I guess that's what I'm looking at, if we cut them now, and then February,
That would
March,
be-
April, May, then they come back in here, we need more, and what are you gonna do then?
You're talking about the current fiscal year or next year?
Next fiscal year, not this fiscal year.
I suppose at that time you say, well, what department's it for?
Yeah,
And
because I mean,
how did you amend your budget before?
because on the amendment, you'd have to publicize it, that's gonna cost the taxpayer money.
Usually we do at least one in a year, so given there's something that comes up.
That I can understand, but if it's something unforeseen, and like, we pick it on them, conservation, they get checks, for grants and all that, well, then they don't have spending authority, so what do you gotta have
Or like, I know we'll probably have to do another one for possibly the sheriff, like with their food provisions and that kind of stuff. And he said he was already, unless he has cushion elsewhere.
As I said, I know we talked about that last week about gas.
But it's up to those department heads also.
Budget's gone.
So,
They get their monthly reports from our office, they get their financial revenue, so they need to be keeping a close eye on that too. They're supposed to be. But then I'm overall see it too, so I do service area reports.
what happens to the money that he gets from housing?
goes in the general fund,
general fund.
so it
And as you
offsets.
heard, as of right now, we don't have no federal prisoners there because they don't have the medical taken care of. The feds pulled them out of the jail. All we got is locals. Until he gets that figured out, how to get somebody in here. Which he's got somebody started anyway.
I think that went a little deeper than that, it's other counties too, isn't it? That he's not housing, it's
So
just
you gotta think
basically,
about that revenue coming in and what we're spending to give the healthcare too.
Mm-hmm.
Which one, is it gonna be worth it, or are we gonna break even? And then it cuts down on your food that you're feeding these prisoners too, so there's a lot of, you have to really sit down and figure all that out. It is.
We'll have to figure out.
What do you guys want from me, any kind of reports that's gonna help you look at the bottom line, or? If I go in, so say, leave the levies as they were last year, and go with that value figure, put that in, see where we're at, and then give you the report, like the actual state budget report, have you look at it that way?
That might be the way to go. Cause like I said, I don't wanna say no numbers out. So it's going up.
Right.
You guys know what it is.
It ain't going out.
I kind of plan on like leaving it as is, the same, and then seeing where we're at, and if we feel like there's a big fluctuation, you can start reducing. And using some of the reserve if we have to.
Probably the biggest spot we're gonna be in trouble is gas and the sheriff's department. That's gonna cost a lot.
Well, secondary roads, fuel, there's all,
Secondary roads,
transportation, everybody has, the bigger departments have that, conservation. And insurance. And just like these departments, if they're thinking they need to up their values on their property stuff, well, then that overall is gonna take our insurance premiums up too. So I have to kind of keep an eye on that, because you know, I have to push them out to.
Health insurance.
That I think we're pretty good set on, but I'm talking this property insurance.
You can find line insured for what it's worth or replacement. So to me, that's always two different.
Yeah, just what
You
kind
know,
of
the
situation.
people in my neighborhood that had damage and all that, the ones that had replacement costs, man, they come out like a rose. Man,
Those that didn't,
yeah, like me.
well, then we lost our shed.
well, in theory, you have saved over the years
That's right.
on your
That's the way I look at it.
premiums. Yeah, exactly right. And so it's as long as it is wide.
Maybe that'd be a way to go for right now for us to get information, look at, compare what's gonna come in compared to what's going out.
Yeah, because that report, I think that'll be the best way for you to visually look,
Yeah,
because then it puts all these departments into the fund columns and look at it that way by service area. And that's kind of what helps me guesstimate the ending fund balance for fiscal year 24.
and as for the, ones that we had on Friday here, that won't change because that's.
We don't
still
have
gonna-
enough time.
Yeah, that's
They
gonna
said
carry
that.
off the same
So I'm gonna put that
87,000.
amount in for Virginia
for Virginia, was it 87?
That was like
90.
90, and then 93 was their
And
asking.
then I put in that grant money to that offset.
They asked for a 3% increase.
Yeah, we did that.
They
Went from basically 90 to 93 and change.
Yeah, because that, you wouldn't have time to terminate that 90 days if you were revising it right now. and then.
The historical society wasn't here at all, was it?
Yes.
They didn't come in, they just submitted that. It's the same dollar amount as last
Yeah.
year.
It's like 6,800 or something.
So back to that hay gap,
Well, HACAP was like 78, one,
so did she mention that
16
additional
or
10
something.
then, or was that within those,
what's that?
that 10,000 that went to the golf line? Did
She had mentioned that.
So, but if you add up the 2 plus the 10, it's more than the amount she had on there, so. That's what I wasn't sure how they were. I can email her as well,
Okay,
just wanna make sure.
That's probably the best.
I know Gina said she, wait, must have brought it up. Or she broke it down, Gina.
47,000.
Plus that. Okay, so she did, so actually that one did go down to 10, so she is counting the 10, because before it was in addition to that. So,
She's counting it.
yeah, so that was, to me, was a $10,000 savings from the years past.
Okay.
So that's why I just wanted to make sure. That her bottom dollar is 78, is not 88.
Okay. And we all agreed what everybody coming in asked, we're gonna let them have, right?
I know next week there's something on the agenda they want to discuss too that has to do with it. So, I won't send that one out, make sure. Um,
Okay,
um,
and Mona's gonna be getting home.
Yes, they're on next week, so. Let's see.
What do we got for meetings the rest of this week?
There's one tomorrow night, Tracy and I might go to. With, EMS.
No, that's it. You're done, you get a free week.
Free pass.
Can't be.
Yeah,
Wait till later on in the week.
it's a public review tonight. Tomorrow night,
With the North Benton.
plan till tomorrow night, and that they're gonna open up bids for new stuff, so that'll be all we do too.
Is that gonna,
That's Thursday,
Oh, you said tomorrow.
no, Thursday, excuse me.
is that gonna affect what ground there is to farm?
Nope.
Everything's the same.
Nope, leaves. Right up to the fence. So they're dumping everything now,
So you're gonna go north of the farm ground.
east.
Well, we got farm ground east is where they're dumping the cell.
You're gonna be right up to the neighbor's property. You're west. Farm ground's all west, south of the office,
What about east?
there's no farm ground east. Oh,
And we go around the top of the hill.
you're south. You're south of the landfill.
And east. There's that, where it drops down, we're east of that. Okay. This is a highway, this is a gate,
Mm-hmm.
so we go. And then we go around here, and we got this kind of goes
Where's the office at?
right here. This is the cell right here. You go around there, this drops down, you go around here. And then
That's south of the building.
I call it east, but maybe it is south. What's this then? This is the,
This is blacktop or the gravel road out, or the pavement right out in front of the office?
pavement right out in front of the office,
This is farm ground right all around here.
right here.
Yep, that's all farm ground.
This is
You
the
guys
trees
can-
up here.
Yep,
How about I make a motion to adjourn?
go right ahead.
That's it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye, that way she can shut this thing off.